Hello, my name is Ron Edwards. I'm with Big Feet Creations and I am a printer. I am also the membership chair for a group called LitTip of Dallas. LitTip is a business networking group and we exist to help each other make money. Today I've got the privilege of interviewing one of our newest members, Blake Carnes. Blake, tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. My name is Blake Carnes. I'm the proud owner of High Bar Roofing and Construction. I'm a brand new member, like Ron just said, to LitTip of Dallas. I will be representing the Foundation Repair Specialist.
What convinced you to join LitTip?
One of the members, Brandon, which is our HVAC specialist, actually reached out to me. He was looking for somebody that actually takes pride in their foundation repair services and solves one of the biggest issues that people have is actually standing behind your warranty. After having a probably 15-20 minute conversation with him the first time we spoke, became very interested in working with other professionals that actually take a lot of pride in their work.
Now, so far, all the meetings that you've been involved in have been online video. You haven't gotten to meet many people face to face. Do you think that really affects the how well the group works for you?
I believe it'll always affect just a little bit. The one-on-one interactions or the group settings also always helps people learn each other quicker. Meeting on Zoom, we can still succeed just fine, of course. I think it'll hurt us just a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah. Well, and we will strive. We're actually moving towards more hybrid meetings, which means that members that can meet will meet in person. The others will be on video. So that's a benefit, I think. So are you a local boy or are you a transplant from somewhere else?
Born and raised right here in Fort Worth. Me and my family still reside in Hazlet. That's where our company's based out of also. When it comes to roofing and foundation repair, we service the whole entire DFW area and surrounding towns. We've gone as far as Sherman, north. We've gone as far south as Waco. So as long as we can drive to it, we'll be just fine.
So tell me a little bit about foundation repair. How does that work?
Foundation repairs, some would label it as one of the most complicated tasks in construction to learn. But once you learn it, it's pretty simple, I think. First, when we get a call that someone may or may not be having foundation failure, we always go out there first, introduce ourselves, tell them a little bit about our company. We'll draw up the house on our iPad or scratch paper, whichever one we have. We'll get our comp level, zip level, whatever you want to call it. We'll actually measure the elevation of the whole entire house, look at cosmetic damages inside to the sheetrock, door frame shifting, doors not shutting, sometimes windows won't even open, same thing on the outside. If it's a brick home, we'll look at cracks in the mortar, separation of any of the siding, anything that we can find that will tell us if the house may or may not be sinking in one area or multiple. Once we do the full inspection, we can actually determine how many piers are needed. Could be as simple as 4 or 8 piers, could be upwards of 58. 58 is the biggest job we did last year. That was a house in Trophy Club. We had to do a total of 58 piers all the way around the exterior, and 19 of them are actually inside the house. So internal piers are always fun and pretty messy.
So what happens if somebody ignores foundation issues and just lets it go? What are the dangers of doing that, and why should they fix their foundation if they have problems?
If your foundation is already failing, this is one of the few things that will never resolve itself unless you put in the correct pier system to actually lift the house back up. If you let it go too far, for example, I'll use my phone as an example. If this is the exterior of your house, if the house starts sinking on the outside, it'll eventually start pulling down the inside of the house. The house I just mentioned in Trophy Club, they actually found out from a structural engineer 4 or 5 years ago that they had foundation failure, because one side of the house was sinking down so bad, it started bringing down the inside, and we had to do not 1 but 2 full rows all the way through the inside of the house to lift it all back up. If it gets to that bad, it can also affect your plumbing, can also affect the rafters in your attic, roof line, can cause some pretty serious issues.
Do you have any good tips for people on protecting their foundation and possibly avoiding foundation damage?
The best we can do is temporarily slow down the progress of the foundation actually failing. In North Texas, we are either number one or number two rated in the highest amount of soil movements. We have too many times of the year where our soil goes from soaking wet and then it goes to bone dry. That's what I do for my customers, to make it very simple. If the soil is doing this, expanding and contracting, your house will simply do this. When you have upwards of 40 to 60 tons of weight going up and down 1.5 inches throughout the year, something's bound to break. Best thing you can do is water your foundation. If you are watering your foundation, whatever you do, just make sure you do it consistently. A lot of people will tell you that you have to water your foundation 3 days a week for 2 hours at a time. That's not necessarily true. You can water your foundation as little as once a week for 20 minutes, as long as you're doing it consistently. There's also what we call moisture meters. They're pretty cheap. You can buy one from Lowe's or Home Depot. You can stick it in the ground. It should have the gauge on it from 1 to 8 or 1 to 10, something like that. If you're at a 4, try to keep your soil as close to a 4 as long as possible throughout the whole entire year. Obviously, during the summer, it'll dry out a lot quicker, and of course, during the rainy season, we may get 6 inches of rain in one day. That's the fun part about North Texas. You really don't know what we're going to get.
Blake, in the tip of Dallas, we pride ourselves in being like a family. That's one of our key things that we say every week. We're like a family. Tell me a little bit about your family.
My family is perfect.
Isn't every family?
Yes. I have a beautiful wife named Brittany. We've been married for going on 4 years. We now have 2 beautiful children. Our oldest, named Halen, she's about to be 3 years old, and she's almost 4 foot tall. So I'm pretty sure I have the tallest 3-year-old ever. We also have a son that just turned 1 yesterday, and I think we're going to stop with 2 kids. I think 2 is a great number.
Blake, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a lot of fun learning a little bit about you, and I'm looking forward to you making more money and me making more money from your tips.
Absolutely.
Have
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, have a great day.